And staying with the White House, apart from talks on Gaza, President Donald Trump and Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu also held extensive talks on the rising tensions between Israel and Iran. Addressing recent reports that Iran is fast-tracking work on developing a nuclear bomb, President Trump said Tehran getting nuclear weapons would spell certain disaster. The commander-in-chief added that he will not allow Iran to achieve such an objective and will work with Israel to halt Tehran's nuclear ambitions.
You say Iran is so weak. I appreciate you saying that. They're not weak. They're very strong right now, and we're not going to allow them to have a nuclear weapon. It's very simple. You know, I signed a very strong proclamation. Iran was in big trouble when I left. They were broke. They didn't have money for Hamas. They didn't have any money for Hezbollah. You had no problem. October 7th could have never happened. When I left, October 7th could have never happened.
Echoing the president's sentiments, Prime Minister Netanyahu pledged that Israel would do everything in its power to prevent Iran from developing a nuclear weapon.
I'm honored that you invited me to be the first foreign leader to visit the White House in your second term. This is a testament to your friendship and support for the Jewish state and the Jewish people. I've said this before, I'll say it again. You are the greatest friend Israel has ever had in the White House. And that's why the people of Israel have such enormous respect for you. We also see eye to eye on Iran. That's the same Iran that tried to kill us both. They tried to kill you, Mr. President. They tried through their proxies to kill me. We're both committed to rolling back Iran's aggression in the region and ensuring that Iran never develops a nuclear weapon.
Meanwhile, President Trump clarified that he'd rather strike a deal with Iran than start another war. However, the commander-in-chief added that he gave his cabinet instructions to obliterate Iran if the Islamic regime tries to assassinate him.
I say this, and I say this to Iran, who's listening very intently. I would love to be able to make a great deal, a deal where you can get on with your lives and you'll do wonderfully. You'll do wonderfully. Incredible people, industrious, beautiful, just an unbelievable group of people in Iran. And I know them well, have many friends from Iran and many friends that are Americans from Iran, and they're very proud of Iran. But I hated to do it, just so you understand. And I hope we're going to be able to do something so that it doesn't end up in a very catastrophic situation. I don't want to see that happen.
Now, President Trump's maximum economic pressure policy means tougher sanctions on Tehran and enforcement mechanisms on anyone that violates the existing sanctions. The move brings back the strict policy that the U.S. had against Iran during the first Trump presidency. And now Iran has denied developing a nuclear weapon. However, U.S. intelligence officials have confirmed that Tehran has enriched some of its uranium to levels that are enough to build at least 10 nuclear bombs. And concerns continue to grow in Iran that President Trump could empower Israel to carry out airstrikes on its nuclear facilities, which could lead to an all-out war in the region.
We're calling the show Vantage. We hope you like what we put together for you. Touted as the minimum defense from that video. India's neighbors were the first to send the special edition of Vantage live from the White House throughout this week. Yes, Hindu Mandir in we're on our way to Tel Aviv. Team measure, but it's also the perfect way to drive.
I don't think
Prime Minister of Bhutan, Sherin Tagwe. Welcome to
60% of the world's
office. Prime Minister Modi did the iron.
We were actually.
How are you doing? How do you like? It's been 1 year since that meeting. Iron bars separate you from the outside. Out the vote effort. Trump had, it says, and at $4.3 trillion. 300 billion by 2030. That's what we need to tackle climate change.